Hi, it's Tim Hagan from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode for the Coaching Conversations podcast. Now, we are on Stitcher, we are on iTunes, and multiple different channels. Please check us out. Now, one of the things that you'll get out of our podcast episodes is a lot of content, a lot of strategy. It's not fluff, it's not concept, yet we really want you to engage with the content and let us know your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If there's topics you'd love to have us address, we would love to share them with you. Let us know your impact and let us know your feedback. There is a value in having conversations around people's career, and I often suggest people doing it twice a year as leaders. And I think one of my favorite stories is a friend of mine who's a graphic designer, and this goes to the two levels of motivation. And the two levels of motivation are intrinsic, someone who's motivated by the job, and extrinsic, someone who's motivated by their present job as a catalyst or a stepping stone to going to that next step that they see for themselves. Now, career-based coaching is really critical. You know, McKinsey in 2022 in Q4 estimated in their research that 42% of people were actively looking for jobs due to a lack of career coaching and conversation. So that begs the question, have the numbers gone up or down? They've actually gone up. So it is incumbent upon us as leaders to dive into people's careers. Now, let me go back to my friend. I remember her calling me really upset saying, I have to find a new job. You know, management came to me. It was a small graphic design agency. And I said, well, what do you mean? She said, well, they want to promote me to management. I don't want to be a manager. And she was really upset. And I thought, wait a minute, this is a really nice thing that your company's doing for you. Let's take a deep breath. Why do you think they want to promote you? Well, I've been here a long time. I guess I know what I'm doing. And it's really funny because when you think about a graphic designer, you don't think about someone who's an introvert. My friend is an introvert. And I said, well, look, do you like where you work? She goes, I love it. Do you like the clients you have? She goes, I live for them. I said, so you're going to walk away from that? What about sitting down with them and saying, I don't know if I would be the right choice. And we crafted this whole conversation. She goes, has the conversation. They were like, we are so appreciative of you talking to us. Now, they went to her friend who was not half the graphic designer my friend was, but she really wanted to go into leadership. Now, there was a change in their relationship that they had to work on because that's a big change. And my friend said, what I like to do is I like my creative time. I like my time to create materials for my clients, and I like to work alone. I'm not collaborative. I don't like to work in a team environment. See, a lot of times we have people who like to work on their own. For example, I personally like to work on my own. I work so much with clients, the thought of working with my own fellow staff members is not as appealing as working on my own. And they know that, and I'm very transparent about it. Doesn't mean I don't like working with them, but if I had a choice, I'd work on my own. So my coworker, she got promoted. And then when you look at this, think about this just for a second. What if my friend begrudgingly took the promotion, hated it, and quit? Her friend probably would have quit because she wanted to go into management. My friend then would have hated it so much she would have left some of her clients because she would have gone into management. And so by having these conversations, guess what happened? Both stayed, both are still employed there today. And what that does is it gets us in a state where we can really understand what people want to do. Now, my friend's management team are wonderful people. They wanted to promote her. It wasn't a bad thing. Yet they had never really sat down with her and said, what do you want? She already had what she wanted. So they were so concerned about losing her, which is an incredible gesture and intent. And it almost created dire circumstances. And so by her friend coming forward and saying, I'd love to be the manager. And then my friend and her had to work on their relationship, etc. But that's why we have to have career coaching conversations. If we don't put our voice in our people's ears, somebody else will. And it's typically called a recruiter. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagan and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.